So recently on this channel, we have been talking a lot about copyright. And it's mainly been about the same people, you know, we got Laura the Mortician and her attorney, Jeanette. But even over the years of doing this channel, we have spoke countless amounts of times about copyright, and it's mainly been about the copyright system on YouTube. But that is where today's topic is a little bit different, because even though it has a lot to do with copyright, we're not actually talking about the YouTube system for once. In fact, we're not even talking about a YouTuber or a TikToker or any of your like stereotypical influencers. Today we are going to branch over to the mainstream world, because today we are talking about the country singer Luke Combs. I do realise I'm slightly out of my depth right now. Usually we talk about YouTubers or TikTokers, maybe like an Instagram comedian here and there, but today we're talking about a singer. I mean, what a twist in the MARKIE channel, eh? But interestingly enough, Luke Combs is actually someone that I've been listening to a lot this year. I kind of got into country music. I say got into, like I found like a good like 3 or 4 artists that I enjoyed listening to, so I've listened to them a lot this year. Luke Combs happens to be one of them, but I genuinely know nothing about him personally. I just like his music. And quite frankly, the topic we're talking about today is the first time I've actually ever heard him speak and not sing. But it is a huge topic that has went viral on social media, on TikTok and whatnot over the past day or so, and we've actually got a response from Luke himself after this situation went viral. So to add some context, there's a woman called Nicole who was selling these tumblers that had like pictures of Luke Combs around them. I believe she was selling these on Amazon. She says that she's earned a few $1,000s from selling these products, and one day she woke up to find that she's now being sued for $250,000 by Luke Combs' team, obviously due to copyright. Now this situation's a bit more complicated than just like using someone's content in a video, because that can go into fair use. In this situation, a woman is selling a product and she just printed Luke Combs branding all over it. I'm not sure if she would have the best defense in court, but also not a lawyer, so what the fuck do I know? But either way, if you just try to look at it from a moral standpoint and not like a legal standpoint, it's a shit situation, right? This woman who has a bunch of health issues, as we'll get into as well, is trying to make some money. She's only made a few $1,000s from this product, and all of a sudden she's been ordered to pay $250,000. A $250,000 lawsuit from a multi-millionaire artist, right? Now, it's not as simple as that. Luke does say that he had no idea about this lawsuit before it kind of went viral, but we'll get into his response. Let's first of all look at the news article that kind of made this go viral.
When a single mom came home to Pinellas Park after a hospital stay for heart failure, she found a financial nightmare waiting for her.
Yeah, she discovered that her online homemade gift shop had been sued in federal court by country music superstar Luke Combs. And worse, the judge had already ruled against her, ordering her to pay Combs $250,000.
So yeah, as you just heard, this woman's trying to make some money. She's got a lot of health expenses that she has to pay for now, and this was a way that she thought she could earn some money. Now, granted, you can't sell products of someone else's brand. You can get done for that, and to be honest, I think this woman is fairly lucky that it was Luke Combs or someone like Luke Combs who had the reaction that he did, because if it was just a big mainstream company without a main face in the front of it, like Disney or something like that, she could have been in a lot more trouble. But ignoring that, you can't blame Nicole in this situation for wanting to get some money. Like, she has important stuff that she has to pay for, and she thought this was a good way, and I mean, it seems like it was. She was earning a few $1,000s from it.
Nicole Harness's only job is selling homemade tumblers and t-shirts through Amazon. She's a big Luke Combs fan and says after she went to his concert in Tampa this summer, she decided to offer a Luke Combs themed tumbler. After selling just 18 of them, she learned Combs sued her along with various others for selling counterfeit merchandise.
Oh, mad. Okay, right. So she's made a few $1,000s from these products in general, because she puts a bunch of different branding on this product, these tumblers, but she only sold 18 of the Luke Combs one, and it's all of a sudden being ordered to pay $250,000. Like, regardless if you think she should have looked up the copyright laws and whatnot beforehand, being ordered to pay $250,000 for selling 18 products is genuinely insane.
The worst part, the case is already closed, and the judge ordered her to pay $250,000 to Combs.
I don't even get how that's even possible. Like, how can you be ordered to pay $250,000 when you sold 18 products that I'm assuming the profit she's made of them isn't actually that much? And look, I get it if an artist team were going to go after like a big company that were just selling like fake products and fake merchandise and making a stupid amount of money for it. But to go after someone who's just doing it by himself, not a big company, only sold 18 products, it seems a bit much. And I'm talking about just going after legally in the first place, never mind the actual price tag. The price tag, the $250,000, is beyond insane.
I don't have money to pay my bills. I just want this resolved. I didn't mean any harm to Luke Combs. I quit selling the tumbler. I pulled it down. I don't understand.
So how much money did you make on the tumbler that's in question?
$380.
$380. So how does that even happen? I don't get it. Like, this is actually heartbreaking to see, like, how emotional she's getting, but luckily we now know that this does have a good ending. So, I mean, that's the positive here, but at first, this must have been terrifying.
Nicole tells me the notice went to her junk email. This judgment essentially shuts down her livelihood. As part of the lawsuit, Amazon has frozen all of her proceeds, about $5,500. She's free to keep selling merchandise, but all of the profit will go toward this judgment until the $250,000 is paid off.
Right, so even because of this, Amazon have actually frozen the money that she is owed for other products that she sold. She has $5,500 on there that she can't have access to. So not only is she being ordered to pay a ridiculous amount of money, the money that she has already earned, she can't even use. I mean, she must have felt like her life got flipped completely upside down. I can't imagine the stress that this must have caused.
So I'm surprised and sympathetic to this poor woman that, is probably just trying to provide for herself. But the law can be very harsh. And frankly, to find that in Illinois they're now allowing email service, this may be the test case for why that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, that sounds so stupid to me. The fact that you can serve someone through emails and it can potentially go to your junk folder, meaning you'll never see it, that's terrifying in itself. So you could be ignoring a lawsuit and carrying on doing the thing that you're being sued for without actually knowing that you were potentially being sued for it. You might not even know you're doing anything wrong. It doesn't seem like that should be a thing. This sounds like something that didn't need to be changed in the first place. It should be papers to your hand, so you've definitely seen it. But yeah, as we also just heard here, he's saying, look, it's a shit situation, but the laws are the laws, meaning this can happen. And look, I know it should be maybe obvious to a lot of you watching this that you can't just sell products with other people's branding on it, but it's also not that obvious to a lot of people, especially when they're only selling it in such small quantities. They'd probably never expect this to happen, but it just goes to show that you need to be careful, especially when you're starting a business.
Meanwhile, Nicole is hopeful that if Combs hears about this, he might accept her apology and cut her a break on the fine.
I would tell him I'm sorry. Like I said, I didn't mean any harm. I'm a supporter of Luke Combs. I respect him. This is not something I meant to go wrong like this. I just want to get back to my day-to-day life.
Oh, bless him, man. And look, as much as this is really heartbreaking to see, there is a positive to this, because Luke Combs actually responded last night on TikTok and says that he had no idea about this, and he's gutted that this has even happened.
What's up, guys? Luke here. It's 7:27 a.m. here in Tennessee. I woke up at 5 a.m. to use the restroom, and the first thing I saw was this. A woman that's being sued by me for $250,000. I've spent the last 2 hours trying to make this right, trying to figure out what's going on, because I was completely and utterly unaware of this. So we reached out. Firstly, my manager reached out to this news station that ran this piece to try to get some info. And so we do have a company that goes after folks, only supposedly large corporations operating internationally that make millions and millions of dollars, making counterfeit t-shirts, things of that nature, running illegal businesses.
Look, and this kind of crosses over to the whole YouTube copyright system that we spoke about in the past. Obviously there's some differences here and there, but a lot of YouTubers now use third-party companies to file copyright claims and copyright takedowns on other people's videos. Superbad being one of them. That was going around a lot, maybe like a year ago. A lot of people were making videos talking about Superbad. This was a third-party company that a lot of YouTubers were using that were meant to file copyright claims and takedowns on videos that have just been stolen and re-uploaded. Whereas what actually happened is this company started claiming videos if you just use 2 seconds of the person's clip, which is 100% abusing the copyright system. You shouldn't be able to do that, but they could. They were taking the complete revenue from the full video because of 2 seconds of it. Shouldn't be allowed to happen. But this can happen when you put your trust in a third-party company, and it seems like it's something similar with Luke Combs. He's put his trust in a third-party company. Apparently we're going to be taking down these massive companies that were stealing his branding and making millions and millions of dollars, but instead they went after this poor woman who made $300.
So I was able to get Nicole's phone number. I spoke to her this morning. She told me that, she was absolutely shocked by this. I'm so apologetic. Talking to her, it makes me sick. Honestly, that this would happen, especially at the holidays. I can't imagine being in her shoes.
I mean, that's a point that I didn't even think of, right? We're so close to Christmas right now. It's 11 days or 10 days as you're watching this. Actually, little spoiler alert, as you're watching this video, it's my birthday. So if you don't leave a like on the video, you're ruining my birthday. Hope you're proud of yourself. But yeah, it's so close to Christmas right now. It's already a really financially stressful time of year. Then you've got this woman who has a bunch of health issues that she has to pay for as well. She's only made $300 on this product. This situation is completely fucked. And like I said before, luckily it's Luke Combs who's involved in this situation, or someone like Luke Combs who has a public reputation he need to keep. I'm not saying that's the reason he did it, but maybe it is. Maybe he is just a nice person. I don't know him personally. But if it was just a big company that doesn't just have like a face of the company, you know, like an artist or whatnot, and it's like just Disney, for example, they would 100% go through with this, and that would be completely fucked.
There's $5,500 locked up in her Amazon account. I'm going to double that, send her $11,000 today, just so she doesn't have anything to worry about. She was never supposed to be involved.
Okay, first step, he said, look, I know she's got $5,500 locked up in an Amazon account. I'm going to send her double that, $11,000. A great first step.
And she got in trouble apparently for making tumblers. So I'm going to make my own tumbler today. That's going to go up today. I'll keep you posted on that, but all that money is going to go to Nicole and her family to try to help with her.
An even better step, because the amount of money that could be made on these products, if it's sold from Luke Combs directly, is probably going to be a ridiculous amount, especially with how viral this situation's got, right? Luke Combs' response is on 1 million likes. The original video we just watched on TikTok was on, I think, 500,000 likes. Then you've got all the news reports and whatnot. This is a big situation. People are going to support this for multiple reasons. Because it's Luke Combs, bigger audience, but also this situation, a lot of people feel sorry for Nicole here. And the tumblers are up. I mean, as we can see by the website here, we've got the tumblers for $20, and it actually says net proceeds from this product will be donated to Nicole Harness and her family. It also does say that this is a pre-order and the item is expected to ship early February 2024, so I'm hoping that doesn't mean that she has to wait till 2024 to get the money for the product, but maybe it does. It's not too far away, but obviously it's to do with medical expenses, so I would like to think that she would get it sooner, but I do think that this will be a really, really good amount of money, hopefully.
And again, this is unbelievable. I was completely shocked when I saw this morning. It makes me sick. This is not something that I would ever do. This is not the kind of person I am. I'm not greedy in any way, shape, or form. Money is the last thing on my mind. I promise you guys that. And I invited Nicole and her family out to a show this year so I could give her a hug and say sorry in person.
I mean, look, a really fucking good response, right? It's very rare that we see this from a celebrity. They usually kind of just brush it under the rug and forget about it and carry on living their life, because people do forget eventually. But it's a really good response. He is clearly trying his best to make this right. And now with the actual legal situation, I believe it's a little bit more complicated. We will get to another video in a second, where the legal battle is still technically going on, because it's not as easy as just saying like, okay, it's over now, but they are trying to work out a way of fixing that, and according to the news article, it seems like that is likely. But before we get to that bit of information, let's actually just look at Nicole's reaction to the good news.
Nicole says she learned a hard lesson about copyright law, and she's thankful for Combs' generosity.
I am so glad I called you, Shannon. Thank you so much. I've definitely learned about the copyright laws, and I know I will be more careful moving forward on what I post for sale in my store.
And fair enough. I mean, it's a good lesson to be learned, right? Especially since it doesn't look like there's going to be any major consequence anymore. In fact, it's going to be a big positive. She's going to get a good amount of money from this, it seems. But yeah, you have to be really, really careful with stuff like this, because it can end very badly, and it could have ended very badly regardless of the public backlash. It could have carried on. But overall, a very positive ending, because clearly Nicole didn't deserve to go through this. There's already a lot more that she has to deal with right now, and this would have just been a horrible, horrible situation. A heartbreaking situation, to say the least. But at this point on WFLA, I believe is the news station, so credit to them for covering this, but this is where they talk about how the legal process is still kind of going on technically.
And the legal process continues. It's not over yet, but she's not going to be on the hook for that $250.
Yes, Luke and his manager assure me that they've already started that process, so we'll continue to follow it, but I'm very confident it'll be done very soon.
Which again is clearly very good news. Hopefully this is all sorted. It would be interesting to hear how many tumblers they do sell. I do think it would be a stupid amount of them, and hopefully it is a stupid amount of money as well. And yeah, it's very rare that we get a positive ending to one of these situations on this channel, but I guess it's Christmas after all, eh? But yeah, either way, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section on everything that we spoke about in today's video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like down below, subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit, alright? Goodbye.